everyone, this video will focus on chord power theorem. So this theorem tells us that when two chords intersect, that means they touch each other inside the circle, then the products of their segments are equal. To better understand this, I colored these two chords differently. The other one is in blue. So when these two chords, the red and blue, are intersecting at this point right here, that means this is a line segment and that's another line segment right there. And then this is another line segment D and line segment C. The theorem tells us that the product of their segments are equal. That means if I multiply A times B, whatever that value is, that would be equal to the length of C times D. And so we have an equation right here. So A times B is equal to C times D. To better understand this, let's have an example. So let's take this as an example right here. So we're supposed to solve for X. So in this problem here, we are given the chords are chord ED and chord AC. So to set up our equation, remember that they have to come from the same line segments. So I can go ahead and set this up as 9 times X. So 9 times X is equal to, so they're from the same line. I go from the same line every time. So that would be 6 times 6. So then from here, we multiply. This is 9X is equal to 36. 6 times 6 is 36. Now this time around, I want to solve for X. So I'm going to divide both sides by 9. Divide this by 9. So then the length of X here is 4. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and solve for X. If you're done, and pause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over the problem here. So it's pretty much the same thing. So we are going to multiply, the number should come from the same chord. So that would be 8 times X. So they come from the same chord, US, is equal to, let's go to the other chord here, RT. So that would be 6 times 4. So we simplify it. So that would be 8X equals 24. So I'm going to divide both sides by 8. Divide this by 8. So then we are left with X is equal to 3. So the length of this side, VS, is 3. Did you get the same answer as this? Good. Perfect. Now let's move on to those with expressions on them. So we're supposed to solve for X, and after we're done with X, let's determine what's the length of HF and what's the measure of HG. So it's pretty much the same thing. To set this up, they should come from the same line. So I'm going to go ahead and say 8. That is this line segment right here. So I'm going to multiply it to 6x minus 1. So that is 6x minus 1 is equal to the other chord. I go to the other chord. So in here, I have 4. And then the other part of this chord is 8x plus 2. So then from here, I am going to distribute the term 8 inside the terms inside the parentheses to each of them, and the 4 to each of the terms inside the parentheses. So then from here, we can have 8 times 6x is 48x. And then 8 times negative 1 is negative 8 is equal to 4 times 8x is 32x. And then 4 times 2 is 8. And then from here, we simplify. So we're going to subtract 32x from both sides minus 32x. So we are left with we can cross this out. So this is 16x minus 8 equals 8. So we want x by itself. So we're adding 8 to both sides, plus 8 and plus 8. So we are left with 16x equals 16. So we're going to divide both sides by 16. So divide that by 16. So then we are left with x is equal to 1. So our x right here is 1. Now let's find the value of HF. So to find HF, we're supposed to plug it in. So this would come out, so I'm going to show the work up here. So 6 times minus 1. So that means we have our x was 1, so I put that in there. So 6 times 1 is 6, minus 1 is 5. So the length of HF is 5. And we're going to determine the measure of HG. So that would be 8 times plus 2. Again, our x was 1. So I put 1 in there. 8 plus 2 is 10. So the length of this is 10. We can check our work if we got it right. So I'm going to show the work here for checking. So let's check here. So again, it should come from the same line. So 8 times 5, is that equal to 4 times 10? So 8 times 5 is 40, is equal to 40. So then we are right. So our HG here is 10. That's it. If you find this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more math videos. See ya!